Good morning. My name is Leland Holgate, and thank you for joining us for Warrior Flow this morning. A little behind what I wanted, but we had the spinning wheel of loading there for a moment. So we're going to get started here in about 5 minutes. And wherever you are, try to find a space if you can that is a little more quiet. So maybe someplace in your room, in the backyard, if you are blessed enough to have a setting like this. As you can tell, I'm under the palapa, so we have this beach setting for us. And this morning, wanted to really highlight something. You know, it's during this whole challenge that we're all going through with this quarantine. It's easy to kind of lose yourself or lose your daily routine, just because it becomes monotonous. You know, it becomes something that is really highlighted since there's not much else going on other than what you're doing for you. But that is what makes it so important. For instance, this morning, as much as I love practicing yoga and I practice every day, just that thought crept in this morning. You know, I don't want to do this. I'd rather be doing something else. And it comes up from a weird place, because obviously this helps. This keeps me on track. And one of those thoughts came in to support myself. And I remembered that a loser or a winner is just a loser that tried one more time. So even though it feels like it really isn't going to benefit you, or you just feel like you're energy and you don't want to continue on, something like this especially really helps build you up. So it's important to remember why you're doing it and why you are important and why you should go ahead and take care of yourself. So here we are this morning. Welcome to your Warrior Flow. We're going to get started here in just about 2 minutes. And I am the president and founder of Warriors for Life America. It's a nonprofit that's based on military, veterans, first responders, and their families. And we work to bring balance back to their life. We use yoga, and besides just being yoga, it's more about the self-regulation techniques that we teach. So all of these self-regulation techniques can be taken off of the mat as well as practicing on the mat. So while you're driving, while you're at work, while you're at home, these can help you anywhere. Excuse me. So one of the big things, and I'm so glad that you guys are tuning in, is being part of something bigger than yourself, which is where the community comes in. So while we're military and veteran first responder focused, we also work with the community. We have everybody that we know around us involved, because being part of something, again, bigger than yourself, I think is the biggest part of healing. It really does make you feel like you have a place. It makes you feel like there is a reason to continue pushing forward. So we do this work for those that serve us selflessly, those that are our public servants, all of our first responders, the military, the veterans. So anybody that really needs that camaraderie, we are there for you guys. So we are really, really super blessed to have you all here with us. And I am super excited to move forward with our practice this morning. So we are at 9 o'clock, so let's get started. And my name again is Leland Holgate, president and founder of Warriors for Life America. Welcome to Warrior Flow. This is based off of self-regulation techniques. It's a lot less about the yoga and more about these self-regulation techniques that you're going to hear me call out as we move through our practice. You may notice a few differences. I'm not going to play any music. I don't really move around the room. We're online anyway, so it doesn't make any sense for me to do so. And choice is huge in this one. If you sit and you breathe the entire time, you are practicing yoga. Yoga, 95% is all the breath work and the control. So as we move forward, I will also be modeling up front. So if I call something out and you may not know what it is, just look over at your screen and you can find out exactly where I'm at so you can catch up. Do as little or as much as you want. Go as fast or as slow as you want. So if I'm too fast, slow it down. If I'm too slow, speed it up for yourself. And as we move through this, you're going to notice a lot of this is based off of hip openers and shoulder openers. Shoulders are where we hold all that present anger and resentment. And the hips are where we hold all the past, all the regret, all the depression, all the things that have happened to us. They store inside of the body. So it's important for us to open those areas and just let everything go. So as we move through, you may feel things bubble up or start to scratch at the surface. And I suggest just to allow yourself to move through that. You may feel emotional. You may let go of something that's going to be powerful for you. So remember to come from a place of curiosity as we move forward. I know it's easy to judge ourselves based off of where we want to be from where we are, but just let yourself be where you are for the moment. All right, so we're going to get started in our seated position. And whatever that looks like for you, you can be cross-legged like myself, legs straight, knees bent, whatever works for you. Hands gently rest on your knees. Just let your chin fall to your chest. Give yourself that moment here to check in. Pick out 4 different colors, maybe 4 patterns. Maybe the color of your skin in contrast to your mat, or the color of your clothing in contrast to the floor. Anything to bring yourself further into this moment. Notice your sitting bones connected to your mat, supported by the earth. Your mat is always there for you. Practice a little mindfulness here, just a fancy word for noticing. Start to notice anywhere in the body where you may be holding, anywhere you may be tense, anywhere the breath may be restricted. No need to change anything or try to restrict the flow of air. Just allow everything to be organic for the moment and come from a place of curiosity. Now start to pull your belly button in and up. Really engage the lower intrinsic muscles by restricting the flow of urine. Pull everything in and up towards your spine and feel that area, that center of your being start to heat up. This is your internal core temperature, your internal furnace heating up. This also helps pull all that mind chatter down away from the brain where it can be burned up and used for fuel for you. Continue to pull your belly button in and up. Feel that area build. Feel the power start to build and realize that power comes from you. Just another few moments. Continue to pull your belly button in and up. Really engage those lower intrinsic muscles. And slowly start to release. Now filling from the bottom all the way to the top, starting with a 3-part breath. As you inhale, big belly, into the chest, into the back of your eye. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. Inhale, big belly, into your chest, washing around behind the eyes. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. One more. Inhale, big belly, into the chest, into the back of the eyes. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. Now come back to your normal breath. Start to do a body scan for yourself. Notice the forehead relaxed, jaw released, shoulders away from your ears, sitting bones connected, your knees gently lying out, and your hands just gently laying on your knees. On your next inhale, take your right ear to your right shoulder. Head rolls back. Exhale, right ear, left shoulder, chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Continue to roll around. Link your breath to your motion. Your mat, your yoga, your rules. You go as fast or as slow as you want. That popping and cracking is just nitrogen leaving the joints. It's that old stagnant energy clearing out. Roll around one more time. Let your chin fall to your chest. Give yourself a moment of pause here. Let any dizziness subside. That's completely normal. On your next inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Head rolls back. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Chin to your chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Continue to roll around. Link your breath to your motion and move at your own pace. Clearing out that old stagnant energy, making way for the new. You may feel a little different on both sides. That's completely normal as well. Roll around one more time. Let your chin fall to your chest. And give yourself that same moment of pause. Just take a moment. And start to blink your eyes open. You can lift your gaze. Pull your heels in towards yourself or just move your legs out of the way so you can roll yourself forward onto all fours. Your hands come underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. You take your right leg toward the back of your mat. Cross it up and over to the left, just outside of your mat. And now check in with your shoulders. Shoulders over wrists. As you inhale, and then exhale, look over your left shoulder. You'll feel that stretch through your right side body. That's exactly what we're looking for. As you inhale, chest moves forward. Exhale, look a little further. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, look a little further. Look down towards your hands. Bring your right knee back up and over. You know, you're walking in circles, so let's do the other side. Left leg goes back. Cross it up and over to the right. Shoulders over your wrist. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, chest moves forward. Exhale, look a little further. Inhale, chest over shoulders. Exhale, look a little further. Look down toward your hands. Bring your left knee back up and over. And now tuck your toes. Press yourself back to your first downward dog. Hands about shoulder width apart. Feet about hip width apart. You can bend at your knees here. And that takes the hamstrings out of the game. So you can just concentrate on keeping a nice straight flat back. Let your head relax. Press your chest back towards your thighs. And now while we're here, we like to rock out the two most powerful words in the universe. I am. Whatever that is for you, rock that out today. I am strong. I am committed. I am happy. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center, look down to your fingertips. As we're looking down, this sends the signal to your brain, all is well, I am safe, I am right where I should be. And release. Now we're going to move through some sun salutations. So these are meant to burn up that excess energy that we all carry inside of us. Remember to express your choice. Do as much or as little as you want. If I'm too fast, slow it down. And if I'm too slow, speed it up for yourself. You may feel heated up. You're definitely going to feel stretched. And if you feel anything scratching toward the surface, let that really bubble up. Let that go. As you inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams once again. I am amazing. I am powerful. I am prosperous. Inhale, heels up, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead, hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms overhead. Breathe out, swan dive forward. Take a breath in, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am courageous. I am strong. I am generous. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your hands or feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. And now as you inhale, sit yourself back and down. Look past your knees. See if you can see your toes. You can even lift your toes, which will help you plant the heels and really place the weight back for yourself. Belly button in towards your spine. Arms come up overhead. And as we look up, we're helping clear the fog off of the mind, bringing a little clarity to the situation. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am loyal. I am playful. I am fun. As you inhale, right leg goes up to the sky. Bend at your knee and let your heel fall over to the left. You can look under your left shoulder. You get a view of a dirty foot. As you inhale, you can lift your right knee up toward the sky. That helps increase that stretch in the hips, letting go of a little bit more. And now inhale, square off your hips, straighten up your right leg. Exhale, swing your right foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior one. So your back heel down, back leg straight and strong. Bring your hips square to the front of your mat. Left hip forward, right hip back. Arms up. Maybe sink in a little deeper to feel that stretch increase. Hips square. Maybe you bring your hands together. Maybe you look up. Maybe you sink a little lower. And now as you exhale, bring your hands down. Drop your back knee down to the mat. Keep your back toes tucked. And as you inhale, reach up. Exhale, let your hips dip forward. Inhale, reach. And now a little visualization. I'm going to give you a balloon. Imagine the size, the color of this balloon in between your hands. Now I want you to take out a marker. I want you to write down everything you want to let go of in your life. All the things that no longer serve you. Maybe you don't have a word for it. Maybe it's a feeling. So you associate a number or a color with it and write it all over that balloon. Everything that you want to let go of. As you inhale, feel it lifting. Exhale, separate your arms and watch as it sails away. Smaller and smaller, taken by the universe to be recycled into something new. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, right leg moves back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock those I ams for yourself once again. I am happy. I am healthy. I am amazing. Inhale, heels up, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips for just a moment. Exhale, release. And now as you inhale, sit back and down once again. Everybody's favorite pose, chair pose. Look for your knees, belly button in toward your spine, arms up overhead. Maybe you sink down a little lower this time. Maybe you challenge yourself. As we're looking up, once again, clearing the fog off of the brain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock out your I ams here once again. I am committed. I am strong. I am joyful. As you inhale, left leg goes up. Bend at your knee. Let your heel fall over to the right. You can look under your right shoulder to bring a little stability to your pose. And that's right. You have a matching dirty foot. You can lift your left knee up toward the sky to really increase that hip opening. And as you inhale, straighten out your legs, square off your hips. Exhale, swing your left foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior one. Back leg straight and strong. Sink in toward your front thigh. Bring your hips square. Right hip back, or right hip forward, left hip back. I can't direction today. Sink a little bit lower. Maybe you bring your hands together. Maybe you look up past your hands. And exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Let your back knee drop down. Tuck your toes. Inhale, reach. Exhale, dip your hips. Inhale, reach. I'm going to give you another balloon. So picture that in between your hands. This time, I want you to take out that marker and I want you to write down everything you want in your life. All the things you want to experience. All the places you want to go. All the people you want in your life. Write it all over that balloon. As you inhale, feel it lifting. As you exhale, separate your arms. Watch as it sails away. Smaller and smaller, taken by the universe to be granted as a wish for you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, left leg moves back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams once again. I am perfect just the way I am. I am healing. I am growing. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Once again, sending the signal to the brain. All is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. And now once again, everybody's favorite. Sit yourself back and down into your chair pose. Arms come up overhead. Bring your hands to touch this time. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Maybe you sit a little lower. Now bring your hands in toward heart center. Take an inhale. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale. Twist to the right. Left elbow outside of your right thigh. Or you can bring your left arm across your legs and your right hand to your lower back so you can twist. Left knee back in line with your right. Sit your hips below your heart. As you exhale, press your right hand onto your left. And as we twist, we purge the toxins out of our organs. Also resetting the spine. And exhale, fold. Heel to your feet about hip distance apart. You can bend at your knees here. Let your chest rest on your thighs. Now wrap your peace fingers and your thumbs around your big toes. You can just hang out here and allow this to be passive. Or if you want to stretch a little more, you can pull with your arms, moving east and west, and work to straighten your legs. Let your head just fall. And while we're here, the important part is having the heart above the head. Letting the heart get a break since it's constantly fighting gravity all day long. We're sitting and walking and sitting. It also lets those happy hormones start to build at the tip of your spinal. You'll notice here in a minute why we call this the Xanax of yoga. Stay in your fold, release your hands up to your hips, pull your belly button in towards your spine, and slowly, very slowly, take yourself up. Head comes up left. Oh, that's amazing. I love that I could do that all day. So let's do that one more again. Step your feet together. As you inhale, sit yourself back and down, arms up overhead. Bring your hands together. And now as you inhale, bring your hands toward heart center, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow outside of the right thigh or right arm across the legs. Left hand to your lower back. As you exhale, press your left hand onto your right. Twist and look over your left shoulder. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet hip distance apart once more. You can bring your hands, your palms underneath your feet. Big toes are tickling your wrist crease. This is called gorilla pose. You can also bend at your knees once again. Let your chest just rest on your thighs. And if you're here passively, if you're just hanging out, that is okay. Your heart is getting everything that it needs. While we're here, we're also toning that vagus nerve system that we all have, which enacts the relaxed side of the body. And release. Stay in your fold. Bring your hands up to your hips. Pull your belly button into your spine. And slowly, like it's a game to come up last, take yourself up. Oh, that's magic. I could do it all day, so we better move on. Step your feet together. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am fortunate. I am blessed. I am happy. Rediscover your breath. As you inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, swing your right foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior one. Now open up to warrior two. You can scoot your back leg back if you need a little more space. Back leg straight and strong. Work at keeping your tailbone tucked. It likes to come out just a bit. And maybe you sink into your front thigh. Maybe you bring that front knee out towards your pinky toe. Shoulder blades can come together to create that straight line from middle finger to middle finger. Looking over our right hand. And now as you inhale, straighten up your right leg. Reach for the front of your mat. When you can reach no further, hinge yourself forward. Right hand to your shin, to your ankle, or toward the floor. Completely up to you. Front leg straight. You'll feel that stretch on the inner thigh. And now reach with your left hand. This helps keep the spine nice and straight. Just give yourself another moment here. Taking care of all those big muscle groups right now. Slowly start to bend in toward your front thigh. Right elbow comes onto your knee. Now you can let your right hand down toward the mat, where you're just brushing your fingers. Not really supporting yourself with your right hand. As you inhale, reach and let yourself sink into the lunge. Now for those that want the binds, the top hand comes behind your back. That's a half bind. Maybe you want the full bind. You reach underneath your hips, grab for your left arm. Now open your left shoulder and look over your left. Just another breath. And release your bind. Right hand comes down to the mat. Reach up with your left. As you inhale, come back to your warrior two. Front palm spins up. Exhale, come back to your reverse warrior. Just avoid your knee on the back. Maybe you sink in, open your shoulder to the right and reach. Feel that stretch in the side body. Inhale, back to warrior two. Windmill your hands down to your mat. Right leg moves back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams once again. I am blessed. I am prosperous. I am powerful. Inhale, heels up, gaze forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am a little sweaty. I am happy. I am healthy. As you inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, swing your left foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale, up to warrior one. And now open up to your warrior two. Again, you can scoot your back leg back. Your back leg stays straight and strong. Check in with your tailbone. See if you can tuck it under a little bit and sink into it. You'll feel this more in your hips. And maybe you bring your front knee out towards your pinky toe. Shoulder blades together. Look over your left hand. Now straighten up your left leg. Reach for the front of your mat and hinge yourself forward. Just avoid your knee. Hand onto your shin, your ankle, or toward the mat. Front leg straight. As you inhale, reach with your right. So it's just about as much of the reach as it is for touching the ground. Take care of the spine. Reach with your right hand. Start to bend in toward your front thigh. Left elbow comes to your left knee. Now you can bring your left fingertips down here. Stay into your lunge. And for those that want the half bind to the full bind, top arm comes behind your back. For the full bind, reach underneath and grab for your wrist as you open your right shoulder up and look over your right. Now slowly bring yourself out. Left hand to the mat. Right arm comes up. As you inhale, back to your warrior two. Front palm spins up. And as you exhale, come back to your reverse warrior on this side. Left shoulder opens to the left. Sink in toward your front thigh and reach. Now back to warrior two. Windmill your hands down to your mat. Left leg moves back. Lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am amazing. I am powerful. I am happy. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Give yourself that moment once again, sending a signal to our brain. All is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. Don't mind me. I'm going to grab a quick swig, and then we're going to bring some balancing in because, of course, balance in the body and the mind is super important. So take a step back to the back of your mat. Feet together. Arms come up overhead. As you look forward, take a step forward with your left foot. Your back heel comes up. And now find your balance here. Make any shifts that you need. Now you're going to hinge your upper body forward, parallel to your mat. You can lift your right leg up for a warrior three. You can also bring your hands in toward heart center, which helps bring a little stability to the pose. And if you need, you can keep your right toes down. You'll notice you still feel everything that you need in that standing leg. Wherever you are today, let yourself be there. Just another few moments, letting all those stabilizer muscles get everything that they need, letting that balance into our lives. Slowly lower your right foot down, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arm come up overhead. Hands to touch, inhale, heart center. Exhale, release, and take a step back to the back of your mat. And let's do the other side. Feet together, arms up overhead, look forward. Take a step forward with your right foot. Back heel comes up. And now once again, find your balance. Make whatever shifts you need to make. Now hinge your upper body forward as you lift your left leg. And again, remember, you can bring your hands in toward heart center for that extra stability. Work at keeping your hips nice and square. You can keep your left toes down here if you need. You're still going to get everything you need on your stabilizer muscles here. Just another few breaths. And slowly lower your left foot down. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips for just a moment. Rediscover your breath. You're outside, feel that cool breeze that just blew past. Be here. Be with you. And release. And now we're going to step to the front of the mat. We're really going to start to stretch those hips open. Remember, this is where we hold a lot of our past, a lot of our depression, a lot of our regrets. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands in toward heart center. Just one more time, look down to your fingertips. Setting the tone that I am safe. I am well. I am secure. And release, hands to your hips. Take a step back with your left leg, long step back. Your back heel spikes up toward the sky. Back leg straight and strong. Reach your arms up overhead for your crescent lunge. And now you can press your inner thighs together, and then you can sink a little further into it. Bring your hands together overhead. Hands come in toward heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Left elbow outside of your right thigh. You can also drop your back knee down here if you need a little support, or you keep yourself up straight. As you exhale, press your right hand onto your left. Look over your right shoulder. Again, purging all those toxins out of our organs. And now release, back knee comes down, hands come to your mat. And let your right foot work to the outside of your right hand. So your right foot is parallel to the side of your mat, hands just inside of your right thigh. And I know you're feeling that hip opener stretch already. We're going to stay right here for just a moment. It's important to warm into these poses, especially for us seasoned practitioners. Sometimes we like to rush ourselves in to the fullest expression. Important while you're in the beginning of your practice, the beginning of your morning, to work yourself into it. Take care of you. When you feel like you're ready, you can start to bend at your elbows to get a little more. You can also let your right forearm come down, and then your left forearm can come down. And while we're here, it's important to check in with that story that you're telling yourself. We're all telling ourselves a story all day long. And what we continue to cycle in our minds is what we get. Are you focusing on the challenge? Are you focusing on the change, the growth that comes from that challenge? So allow yourself to focus on your breath. Deep inhales and deep exhales. Send your breath into those tight areas of the body, and you'll watch in amazement as you find a little more space. Slowly start to bring yourself up toward your hands. Let your right toes angle out to the right just a bit. Right hand comes up to your knee. Let your hips slip forward. Press your right knee away from you and look over your right shoulder. Should be feeling this in the front of the left hip flexor. And the outside of the right, the inside of your right foot pulls up off of the mat as you press your right knee away. Now slowly bring your hands back to the mat. Work your right foot in between your hands. We're going to move into a half split or a full split. If you have a full split, go ahead and rock that out. For those that are going to half split like myself, front heel planted into the mat, toes back towards your knee. Keep your back knee underneath your hip. And then come up to your fingertips so you can bring your shoulder blades together. Really protect your spine here. Spine nice and straight. Now pull your right hip back into its socket like you're bringing your right toes toward your knee. Left hip comes forward. You feel that stretch and crease. Can you let yourself be here for the moment? Can you let go? Coming out of this pose carefully. Plant your front foot into the mat. Tuck your back toes. As you inhale, left foot comes to meet your right. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. Hands onto your hips. Take a step to the front of your mat once again. And take a long step back with your right leg. Back leg straight and strong. Heel spiked up toward the sky. Arms up for your crescent lunge. Press your thighs in toward each other and sink a little lower. Now bring your hands to touch. Hands in toward heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Remember, you can drop your back knee down here if you'd like. As you exhale, press your left hand onto your right and look up over your left shoulder. Purging the toxins, resetting the spine, taking care of the body. And now release, back knee comes down, hands to the mat. Work your left foot outside of your left hand to the edge of your mat. So left foot parallel to the side of your mat. And once again, we're going to be here for just a moment, letting the body warm into these poses. Practicing patience with ourselves is important. I know many times we like to get where we want to go immediately, which then takes away that journey. It's less about the destination and more about what you learn about yourself, more about what you learn during that journey. You can start to bend at your elbow. Maybe you bring your left forearm down. Maybe your right forearm comes down. And again, important, check in with that story. You focus on the suck, you'll get more of that. You just focus on the deep inhales and those deep focused exhales. You find a little more letting go. Just another few breaths. Letting some of these biggest muscle groups really open and release all that pent up energy. And slowly work your way back up to your hands. Your left toes angle out to the left just a bit. Left hand to your left knee. Let your hips slip forward as you exhale. Press your left knee away from you, lifting the inside of your foot up off of the mat. You can spin and twist over your left shoulder. As you let your hips fall forward, press your left knee away. You let yourself just breathe and focus on you, what you are doing for you. Release, bring your hands back to the mat. Work your left foot in between your hands. And now half splits or full splits on this side. So if you have your full splits, go ahead. And for half splits, plant your front heel, toes towards your knee, back knee underneath your hips. Fingertips onto the mat here, so you can keep a long, straight spine. Now pull your left toes in towards your left knee, bring your left hip back into its socket. Feel that stretch and crease. And you decide whether you are important enough to let yourself let go. Can we focus on the breath? Can you focus on letting yourself find something that you need? Or can you let go of something that no longer serves you? Now coming out of this side just a little differently, plant your front foot into the mat. Left hand comes inside of the left knee. Let your left knee come back and find your way onto the mat. You survived the standing series. Now everybody's favorite, of course, the floor. So we're going to start with a wide leg forward fold. Important to remember, it's not so much about how wide you go with your legs. You'll notice if you go too wide with your legs, your hips start to roll backward. We don't want that. So bring your legs in. You can take your legs as wide as possible. Just make sure that your hips can slip forward. Press your knees down, toes in towards your knees. Sit up nice and tall. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, reach for your shins or your ankles, or grab for the insides of your feet. Before we move into this any further, it's super important to keep a long, straight spine. It's less about how far you can hinge and more about keeping your spine straight so you really feel that stretch on the inner thighs. That's what we're looking for. As you inhale, find a little space. As you exhale, maybe you find a little more real estate. Remember to keep your spine nice and straight. Let that stretch take place in the legs. You can also pull your belly button in towards your spine. Take a breath in. Exhale, maybe you move a little further. Again, these are some of the biggest muscle groups in our body, the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, the hip flexors, all of those big, beautiful muscles that we need to stretch and let go of the past. Now we're going to surrender to the pose. Let your hands just fall in front of you. Let your chin fall to your chest. Just give yourself that moment of pause. These moments are those moments of honor for yourself, for you, making you important. You chose you this morning over every other excuse. You chose you and made you the number one task on your priority list. That's amazing. Slowly start to walk your hands in toward yourself. Come back up. Keep your left leg out. Now bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Your left hand can be just outside of your left knee, so you can sit up nice and tall. You can also spin your shoulders square to your left foot. Your right hand is your action hand. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, move to the outside of your shin, your ankle, and eventually to the outside of your left foot. Continue to press your left knee down. You feel that stretch come across the back of the leg from the calf all the way up into the hip. You also feel that beautiful cross stretch into the shoulders, the ribs, the solar plexus. Let's continue to breathe. Deep inhales. Deep, focused exhales. Just another couple of breaths. And slowly bring yourself back up. And now take your right leg out. Let's bring the left foot into the right thigh. Right hand outside of your knee. Sit up nice and tall. Spin your shoulders square to your right foot. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, left hand moves outside of the right shin, ankle, or to the outside of your right foot. Press your knee down toward the mat. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, maybe you find a little more space. Press your knee down. Reach yourself. Stretch forward. Just another few breaths. Focus on your breath. Check in with that story. Slowly start to bring yourself back up. Now bring your sitting bones to the mat. Your feet come to the mat. I want you to bring your hands behind your hamstrings. Elbows go nice and wide. It helps promote a long, straight spine. Now start to increase that angle between your chest and your knees. You'll feel your core engage. When that happens, you can lift your shins parallel to the mat for a half boat. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you straighten your legs. Maybe you take your arms forward. It is completely up to you. Whatever you do, we're just looking for that shake. That's that excess energy, that fear that we are shaking free from the body. Just like a cheetah after it hunts, or a chihuahua, they like to shake all that excess energy free so it doesn't store in the body. Right ankle over your left, heels come in, plant your hands. Inhale, lift up to reset. Exhale, lower down. And come right back to your boat, whatever that's like for you. Maybe you got an inner tube. Maybe you got a speedboat. Maybe there's a sailboat. Whatever it is, just let that fear shake itself free, because we don't need it anymore. False evidence appearing real. Let that fear go. Left ankle over your right, heels come in, plant your hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. One more time, bring yourself back to your boat. Whatever that looks like for you, let that shake take place. Face everything and rise. Let go of that fear. We don't need it anymore. Right ankle over your left, heels come in, plant your hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. Now pull your heels in once again, or move your legs off to the side. Roll yourself forward. And now we're going to come up to standing on our knees. So some of my favorites are the mid-back stretches. So we're going to start with camel. Shoulders over your hips, hips over your knees. You can tuck your toes here to make this a little more accessible. For those that want to move on or advance, tops of your feet into the mat are a little tougher. So hands come to your lower back like you're placing them into your back pockets. Bring your elbows together, hips stay forward. You start to feel your heart space shine forward. And now you can just look up. You'll feel that stretch into the front of the neck as well. Elbows stay together, hips forward. And now you can also let your head fall back. And if you want to move this forward, you can reach for your heels. Thumbs out, fingertips in, hips move forward. Just another breath. One hand at a time, bring yourself out, nice and careful. Sit your hips down toward your heels, bring your knees together. We're going to hang out in hero's pose. So hands onto your thighs, sit up nice and tall. You can close your eyes or just soften your eyes. This is my favorite pose, to remind myself that you can't always be a hero, but you can be a champion just by showing up for you. Blink your eyes open. Now we're going to move into one called rabbit. And if this is a little daunting for some, it is a tough one. You can just let your forehead rest, let your arms fall back for a knees together child's pose, or also known as rock pose. If you want to go for rabbit, sit yourself up, reach your hands back for your heels, thumbs out, fingertips in, grab your heels, sit up tall, take an inhale. As you exhale, chin to your chest, roll your forehead down to meet your knees. And now, super important, bring your heels together, pull against your heels, and bring your hips forward. Only slight pressure into the top of your head. Pull against your heels. Keep your heels together. Bring your hips forward. Slowly start to lower down. Head comes up last. Oh, that's one of my favorites. And now plant your hands, step back to your plank, and press back to downward dog. Let's decompress the spine, shall we? Press your chest back towards your thighs. Work to straightening out your legs now. You'll feel that stretch through the back of the hamstrings all the way down through the heels. You can also start to walk your dog left and right. Heels settle. Right knee comes up. And right knee now comes to your right wrist. Let your back knee drop down. Top of your back foot onto the mat. We're going to stay right here for just a moment, stretching through the IT band that comes across from the glutes all the way to the outside of the thigh. I'm sure you're feeling that in the outside, the right hip. We're going to stay right here for just a moment. Remember, it's important to warm into these poses. You don't want to rush anything in life, especially when you're stretching the muscles of the body. When you're ready, hinge yourself forward and down. Your forehead can come to the back of your hands. Keep your hips nice and square. Check in with that story once again. What can you let go of? What no longer serves you that you just want to breathe out? Deep inhale, deep exhale. And slowly work your way back up toward your hands. Tuck your back toes. And press yourself back to your downward dog. Stretch those areas out by walking your dog once again, left and right, left and right. You can even sway your hips here, get the hips into it. Settle your heels down, left leg comes up to the sky. Left knee comes into your left wrist. Let your back knee drop down, top of your back foot into the mat. And once again, let's warm into this pose. So just notice as you exhale, you can find a little more letting go, a little more stretch. And when you're ready, let yourself hinge forward and then down. Forehead comes to the back of your hands. Just give yourself that moment to focus on your breath. Can you check out and tune in? Make yourself the focus of your thoughts. Slowly start to work your way back up to your hands. This time coming out a little differently. Sit yourself over to the left. Swing your right foot around. And now that we're here, we're going to let ourselves fall all the way back. Find your way onto your mat, onto your back. Bring your right knee in toward your chest. Interlock your fingers over your shin. Start to pull your knee outside of your chest on the right-hand side, like you're moving it toward your right armpit. Keep your left heel active, your left leg straight. You'll feel that pressure between the right abdomen, the right side of the chest, and that right thigh. Taking care of the internal organs where 75% of our immune system lives. This is massaging the ascending colon. You can also increase this by bringing your right elbow over your right knee. Keep your left shoulder down. Pull your knee outside of your rib cage. Now keep your knee where it is. Take your right hand inside of your right foot and bring your ankle up over your knee. Bottom of your foot faces the sky. As you exhale, pull your right knee in toward the mat. You can keep your left hand onto your left hip, which will help keep your left hip down. Just another few breaths. Now release. Bring both knees into your chest. Reach over your shins, grab for your elbows, and pull your knees in towards your chest. Work your hips down toward the mat. You'll feel that stretch in the front of the hip flexors and the pressure in between your thighs and your abdomen, taking care of the transverse and sigmoid colon. You can also rock left and right for a slight spinal massage. Who doesn't like a massage? Now settle back down. Let your right leg go straight. Keep your right or your left knee. Interlock your fingers over your shin. Now pull your knee outside of your rib cage on the left. Left heel active, left leg or right leg active, right heel active. Can't right and left today. You'll feel that pressure in between the left side of your abdomen and your thigh, taking care of the descending colon on this side. Keep your right shoulder down on the mat. If you want to increase this, left elbow comes over the left knee. Now keep your left knee right where it is. Left hand comes inside of the left foot and bring your foot up, ankle over the knee. As you exhale, pull your left knee outside of your rib cage. Right hand can stay on your right thigh. Just another few breaths. And release one more time, both knees into the chest. Reach the other direction. Grab for your elbows. Hips work toward the mat. Pull your knees in toward your chest. And release one more time. Straighten out your left leg. Keep your right knee. This left hand comes outside of the right knee. Your right hand moves out to the right and look towards your right fingertips. Super important to keep your right shoulder and right hand down on the mat. As you exhale, let your knee fall out. Check in with the position of your knee as well. If you take it just a little lower, you really feel that stretch into the IT band, that outside of the hip flexor. It moves from the glutes all the way through the outside of the thigh. Just another couple of breaths. This also helps reset the spine by twisting. Taking care of it since we did all those back bends, all of that fun stuff. Look up, engage your core, bring your right knee up, straighten out your right leg, bring your left knee in, right hand outside of the left knee, left arm moves straight out to the left. Look to your left fingertips. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, let your knee fall to the right. Keep your left shoulder down. And again, check in with that position of your knee. If you lower it down, you get that stretch into the outside of the hip flexors. Stretch into the glutes, the IT band, letting it all go. And now look up. Pull your belly button into your spine, lift your leg up, and let yourself settle into that final closing position. Let your toes fall out, backs of your hands come onto the floor. Get any shifts that you need to find that comfortable space for yourself. And this is the pose for which we practice. This is a pose of contemplation, honor, and respect. Allow allow yourself to focus on everything that you accomplished today, everything that you did for you. Let everything else go. Too often we judge ourselves by what we did not accomplish. We let those small victories slip away. So focus more on what you've done for you. As we move forward, remember that the past is history, the future is a mystery, and right now is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Let yourself be more focused on the now. Create in the now. Whatever you do, let whatever you do be enough. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Keep your eyes closed. Make your way onto your favorite side. Bottom arm comes up to cradle your head. Let your knees come into your chest for fetal position and just let your top hand rest. This is a nurturing pose, one that brings automatic serenity and peace to the body. We lived here for 10 months before we entered this world, so the body remembers. Keep your eyes closed. Press your top hand into the mat and come back up to your seated pose. You can let your hands rest onto your knees, or maybe you bring your hands up toward heart center and let your chin fall toward your chest. As we're looking down, this is a bow and respect and honor for you, for making you the number one priority this morning, for letting go of all excuses and just showing up for you. It's been an absolute pleasure. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm really glad to have you all with us, and I'm super proud of you for doing this work. Just remember, as we're going through this, like I said before the class, there are many things that we want to do. There are many places we want to go, and all the things that we want to do are kind of put on pause for the moment. So it's a blessing if you look at it as a blessing, because now we have time to focus on us. All of that time that we always said, we don't have time for me, I don't have time to do that. Now we have all the time in the world to make us number one. So thank you for showing up. You made you number one today. Super proud of you. And I am so happy to continue to do this with you. Pay attention to some of the stuff that we have coming out. We have some meditation coming out. I'm also going to start working in some fitness for you guys as well. Being a Pilates and fitness instructor, I'm going to start to bring out some of those military workouts maybe. So if you guys want to know how the special forces and how basic training works out, you're about to find out. Thank you so much for being with us. Have an amazing, amazing day and an amazing rest of your month. All right, warriors, stay strong, be safe, and stay healthy. Take care, guys.